All right, we're now live. Definitely
so uncomfortable being on camera.
You're a beautiful man, own it.
Oh. I'd like to introduce the audience to the mental health magician. His name is John Midgley. Now, John went to school at Western Michigan University,
That's right. Yes.
That's where I got some of your story wrong. I just thought you were from the start in Nashville, Tennessee. And you got turned on to my old show for extended time. And then that was so much fun. And then you came over to this show.
I did.
When we started here.
Yeah.
So you've been through the dynamic of 1 week with Kyle, then we had the time with Julius. We had all of the growing pains with Ben, and now here we sit.
It's clicked.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad to hear you say that. I'm glad you like it.
Oh, absolutely. So one of the things I guess I should hit on is how I first kind of got into you in your show. And I used to work overnights doing what's called mobile crisis work. So I would be called out to situations where people were actively suicidal or psychotic, and be called out to wherever, whether it's in the community, at hospitals, on bridges, doesn't matter.
Right.
And
you were the guy.
all night long. And then I'd be driving home exhausted and needing something positive. And so I would turn on the old show.
Nice.
And I still, so when I've switched over, you and Ben have just clicked. I think.
Thank you.
I think. And I mean, what do I know? I'm only a mental health professional. But it's been fantastic. It's such a relief because I still, right now, I work at Vanderbilt University Medical Center, and I handle the psychiatric consults now for kids who may be having very serious situations, and I figure out how to deal.
Now stop.
Sorry. No, that's fantastic. So I thought one of the
thank you. I appreciate that. And you brought it up to me because you're back in town for a bit, and you sold me on the idea where you have somehow combined these things of magic, which is something else that you do, and your profession in mental health. Thus, we have the mental health magician, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you use the magic to break the ice?
At times, yes.
Okay. To get past the stigma of mental health. And you know that we have talked about this extensively on this show. I was thrown into anxiety and depression upon getting fired and have had to deal. Now I have this thing. And Ben, it's been a lifelong battle. So here we sit.
So is the magic thing, is it because of working with the youth? Is that mainly why?
Magic was my road to get out of my own major depression.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
I gotcha.
Yeah, I went through very major depression. I mean, we're talking. It's funny. I can joke about it now, but I had naturally black hair as a young person, and I got so depressed. I was like, I'm gonna dye my hair jet black.
Oh yeah, that's what. That's the first thing you do.
I did that when I was in high school.
Yeah,
I did that. I did that when I had my change of life crisis. That's what I did. I want to look young. Yeah,
exactly. And magic became a metaphor, as it has been for a long time, of how the impossible can become possible. So at one point, it seemed impossible that things could be better or different than how they were. And watching magic performed, it opened up that door that, well, if they can do it, how can I do that?
Yeah.
And that it kind of bridges the segue of you learn from somebody who already knows how to do it.
Okay. But now that you do magic and the surprise is gone of the impossible becoming possible, does that change? That hasn't changed things for you?
It's like any kind of other art form. So just because and I think of magic and music very similar, which initially I went to school for music composition.
Oh, okay.
So I still listen to music even though I can play 17 instruments.
You can?
Yeah. What the hell?
So
holy crap! Can you hold on?
Okay, that nerd pause. Drop is more prevalent even now.
I need to know more. What are the instruments?
Well, at
Western, then I've got questions about all of them.
Is one the skin flute?
Is one the skin flute?
What about the rusty trombone?
Yeah, you started in the adolescent. No. So at Western Michigan University, part of the curriculum is that you have to learn every instrument good enough to be able to teach it on a basic level.
Holy cow.
Yeah, they have 0 credit classes there.
Okay.
Wait, what? Zero credit classes?
What's going on?
That seems like a ripoff. Like they're just taking your money.
Well, you learn a lot.
What are they? What are the instruments?
Like the entire brass family and piano guitar
Okay, so
primarily, but I haven't played in like 10 years.
that's awesome.
Well, now I play cards are now my
Okay,
my
instrument?
instrument.
Yeah.
all right. So now, what we're about to get into and we are joined by John Midgley. He's originally from West Michigan and now lives in Nashville, Tennessee, and what you have here is the mental health magician. This is not your career? This is a side project, correct?
This is a side project, yeah.
Okay.
And let me do a demonstration if that's okay.
Sure, please do.
So one of the things that I do with my day job is I have to read people because when they're talking about mental health issues, people aren't going to want to really come out and say anything. Mm-hmm. So I thought I'd try something with Ben.
Oh, gosh. All right.
No problem.
right.
Actually, I'm going to set down a card.
Ben, I'm going to have you pop. Oh, if you could move your mic over a little closer to
Let's get comfortable.
to the mental health magician John Midgley, because this is on Facebook Live right now, and if people want to see this magic happening, is that okay?
Yeah,
is that okay if we do that?
Sure.
Okay, because it's a little bit harder to explain on the radio, but I'm going to do my best.
You should look at his wedding ring. I feel like after this, he's going to take a trip to Mordor.
It's that type, huh?
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
You want to? I don't want to touch. I don't want to touch. I feel like it would be weird if I show.
Oh God, it is one ring to bind them. Yes. Definitely. There's your precious.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it symbolizes my precious.
Okay,
but
very
anyway, so what I'm going to do is, as I go through, I want you to just touch one card, okay? So just touch one.
Okay.
Yeah? Do you want that one or the next one? It's up to you.
That one.
All right, good. Take your card, look at it, and remember it. And then put it into the deck, but make sure you remember it. You can show it to the Facebook people if you want.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, put it in the deck somewhere.
All right.
Now, and remember, I have this card here, which is going to be a different card.
Okay.
But in a second, I'm going to ask you to lie to me. I'm going to ask you what your card is, but I want you to lie to me.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right.
The reason why I tell him this now is so he has some time to think about what he wants to
Yes.
What he wants to
Okay.
Okay, remember,
Yes.
lie. What card did you pick?
8 of hearts.
So it's a black card. So immediately you're going to go away, right?
Right.
So, well, don't tell me anything.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Let's see.
Wait. What did I miss? What just happened?
Because I went 8 of hearts, he's like, okay, so
right, it's a black
you're
card.
going to
Look
go
at the black
opposite because I'm trying to lie. I'm going to go, so he immediately thinks black card.
So I'm going to show Zane and the people who are watching on the feed the
right.
card I think you picked.
Okay.
And then all the listeners will know if I got it right or not by your reaction. Okay? Mm-hmm. So this is what I think he picked. Mm-hmm. What card did you actually pick?
The Jack of Spades.
Yeah. No. Watch. So we know you picked the Jack of Spades, but that's not the cool thing. The cool thing is since the beginning of this, we've had this card sitting on the bottom. So we had this card.
Underneath the box.
So we had the Jack of Spades that you picked, but what card did you tell me you actually picked?
8 of hearts.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh!
All right.
Yeah, you see, magic does that. It freaks you out. Now, when you do that, how do you then, how does mental health work into this?
Well, that's kind of a demonstration of how I can read people.
Is that further down in this example that you're showing us?
Oh, yeah. Well, we can. So there's a lot.
Because we have time. I don't want to screw anything up for you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. A lot of it's showing what's impossible. So let's see. I'll have you select a card.
Okay.
Doesn't matter which one. That one or the next one. It's up
This
to you.
one, yeah.
Not the 7 of clubs, that one?
How'd you know it was that before?
Oh, no. Go ahead. Look at it.
Okay.
All right. And then you can keep the deck when we're done with it.
Show it to me.
Okay, it's 8 of diamonds. It's fine.
Before you flipped that over, you knew it was a 7 of clubs.
Magic.
And then it's an 8 of diamonds.
Wait, what? He's supposed to know? He's allowed to know?
I already said
He just said it. He said
right.
8 of diamonds, and then you did pull up an 8 of diamonds.
And they're all different. It's a normal deck. When we're done, you guys can keep the deck and really scrutinize it if you want.
Oh, I'm sure it is. This is some of the best sleight of hand magic you could possibly see. This is John Midgley, the mental health magician, combining magic and removing the stigma of mental health. That's what he's here for.
Yeah. And so you're going to be the eyes of the listeners, okay?
Okay.
So I've already stolen your card. That's called misdirection, what Zane was helping me out with. So I was able to steal your card and bring it to the top of the deck. Now, an example of how life can kind of bury on top of you, I'm putting the card about halfway down into the deck.
Okay.
It seems like it'd be impossible to get back up to the top again.
Oh, my God.
Which it already has, for those that haven't
sure
seen.
has.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it seems impossible to get, you're buried underneath all of this stuff. So how can you somehow make your way up? So in order for you to see when it happens, I'm going to bend the card a little bit. So see it bent?
Yep.
Put the rest on top. Watch.
You got to be hitting me.
Take it, yeah.
Okay, now, it's very difficult to describe, but let me just say, if you're listening right now, the beauty of this is you can go and watch this at any one point.
Yeah, you need
Facebook.
to see that one happen before your eyes.
This camera is right on the deck, and I'm watching things move through the air, and I don't know how.
Okay, no,
it's happening.
I'm sure since it's on video, people will be able to pick it apart, but that one just blew my mind.
Yes, and you described it as how life is the deck on top of you. Isn't that what you said?
Yeah, things pile on top of you. So how do you rise to the top? And the cards, I'll tell you guys a real story of how I had a breakthrough with a young person back when I worked at Jackson, Michigan, with my bachelor's degree. There was a young man who was court-ordered to work with me, and he would not talk to me. I mean, he's court-ordered.
Yeah.
So he's looking at...
He doesn't want to be there.
No.
Yeah, that's like Ben here.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but you're more engaging than this man was.
Oh, I don't know. You ever seen him first thing in the morning?
Well, nope.
Oh, God.
So he wouldn't talk to me. So I just start messing with the cards. I start playing with him. Not him, the cards.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know
let's
you're
clear
kidding.
that
Clarify.
up.
Yeah.
And so I started describing the deck of cards because he would not talk to me. And I started talking about how cards are a lot like people and that we really don't understand. Like, we use them, we're familiar with them, we might play games with them, but there's a lot of hidden secrets in a deck of cards. So, for instance, how many weeks are there in a year?
52.
How many cards are there in a deck of cards? 52.
All right.
How many seasons are there in a year?
4.
How many suits?
Uh-huh.
You've got black for day, black for night, red for day.
Okay.
And then the coolest thing, if you start adding up the cards, the 7 plus the 1, Jack 11, Queen 12, King 13, that adds up to 364. You add 1 for the Joker, that's 365.
Leap year.
And then he said, why is there another Joker? And what did you just say?
No, he said.
I said a leap year.
Yeah.
Leap year. And that's how I got him talking. And no longer...
That was it?
No longer was it about him. It was about the cards.
Okay.
And so we start talking about this, and we started using magic and sleight of hand magic as metaphors for dealing with his deep stuff he didn't want to talk to me about. And in fact, a few months later, there was a huge, big fight at his school, and he ended up like getting beat up really bad.
Okay.
And now this kid was court ordered for attempted murder.
Oh, geez.
So this kid, I'm like, why didn't you defend yourself?
Yeah.
And this is cool. This is, I think, what really solidified what I'm doing now. He said, I didn't want to hurt my hands. So his hands that once attempted to take someone's life were now made for making magic.
But what if he had died? Would you have felt bad?
We would have worked on a resurrection. No.
Hell, Ben's always working magic by himself with his hands.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I make things appear.
Now, people couldn't see your eyebrows lift in a very weird way.
Well, that's how it is every time he talks. This is John Midgley. He is known as the mental health magician. He's a mental health professional. You can hear him shuffling the cards. He knows a thing or two about magic, and he uses that to reach people. Why are you back, and why did you reach out to me again? How did this all come about?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I come to Michigan about once a year. I do some... There's a number of volunteer shows that I do, so I'm going to be working at some rehab facilities and some mental health places doing a talk on mental health and demonstrating through magic. And I just want to get the word out that it's okay to reach out for help.
Yeah.
That there's nothing to be ashamed of. Just like if you hurt your leg, we wouldn't expect you to just be able to walk it off.
Yeah.
You know, you need some assistance at some time. So you guys have talked about your own mental health stuff on the radio, and you've helped normalize it. I think that
We try to at least.
Try to.
That's
It's
the
still a
goal.
very difficult
Yeah.
thing. I even feel sheepish myself sometimes.
Sure.
But I still, when I go see my counselor, I usually the next day, the first thing I talk about is what we talked about.
yeah,
And Ben does that too.
yeah.
And as long as people, if we continue to do that, and maybe somebody along the way will go, hey, yeah, these guys do that. We should go and see somebody for our. And I've had a lot of people reach out. I don't know if you have, Ben, saying, who do you see? I've had people
no.
ask me questions like, who do you go to? And I tell them. So that's whatever it takes.
An important thing, if people decide that they want to start working with someone, is they should find someone they feel comfortable and can
Yes.
click with, and don't feel ashamed if you feel like you need to talk to somebody else if you try someone and it just doesn't work. Everybody's trained to know that you're going to click with some people and not others, and it's perfectly okay to ask to work with someone else. So that's very important.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something else I was going to say, and it escaped my brain. Just vanished.
Yeah, do you want to do another trick? Because the audience on Facebook Live is really enjoying this.
Oh.
Because I'm right up to you guys, trying to see you do what you do, these amazing sleight of hand tricks.
I'm going to do something incredibly visual.
Okay,
Visual.
That's okay. That's
That-
okay.
that-
for this segment, it's okay.
This is going to be. This is going to blow you away.
All right.
All right. Well, you take a card. Doesn't matter which one. Which one? No, that one.
This one, yes.
All right. Not the Queen of Spades, but this one.
See, every time I don't know how he knows what it is before he flips it over.
Okay. All right. That is really. I've never seen anybody. I've seen a lot of magicians over the years do similar tricks like
Yeah.
this, but I've never seen someone say, "No, don't pick the ace of spades."
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
So that means I already know that you know what card I picked.
I don't know what card you picked. I honestly don't. I just knew the Queen of Spades.
All
I
right.
don't know if I believe you.
That's all right. You don't have to. Was it the Queen of Spades? No, it wasn't.
What was? Oh no,
I know what it is.
You know how much better this is going to be if you remember the card.
I know.
I forgot already.
All right, and then let's use one more card. We're going to use two.
Okay.
Yeah, doesn't matter. No, you can take a different one if you want. That's
No,
the
I'll
Queen
take
of
that.
clubs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
You don't. If you don't look at it, you'll never know.
Look at it. Was it was the Queen of Clubs.
Yeah, so that's what I mean.
He's
like,
got the cards
How can
all-
I,
listen.
Yeah, so how can I take a different card? And how are you expecting me to think that
Yeah.
you don't know what it is?
This freaking scam artist
Yeah,
is fanning
exactly.
out the cards, and Ben goes to pick it. He goes, no, don't pick the Queen of Clubs, and it's face down. How the
Yeah.
hell is he knowing that?
So people think that I use a trick deck, and I don't use a trick deck. And again, I will leave these cards here when I leave. I got these at Meijer.
we don't want your cursed Satan cards.
No, they're not. They're blessed mental health cards. So we're gonna take half the deck face up and face
Darkness,
down,
black magic.
and we're gonna shuffle them. And what I've learned, they're kind of intermixed, but not all the way, right?
Yeah.
So what I've learned, if you push them together, you have a mess. But if you just push them through, it fixes itself.
What the hell?
What did you just do, you witch doctor?
I'll show you.
You witched.
So if we mix them face up, face down, if we push them together, we have a mess. But if we just push them through, it fixes itself.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, it didn't fix all of it.
Okay.
Of
All
course not, right.
Somebody get a priest in here so we can have an exorcism.
I have two cards face down.
Yep, it fixed everything but my card.
When you look at it, you don't even know yet.
I do too.
Oh my gosh!
What the hell?
Why are you so angry?
No, I'm not angry.
He's
I'm just,
mystified. Oh gosh!
I've never seen somebody call the card that's next to the card that I'm picking. That's where I'm shocked right now.
You probably really want to know how I do that.
Well, of course I
Yeah,
do.
but a good magician never tells.
Oh,
you.
I'm
No,
gonna,
yeah.
I'm going to tell you.
No, don't. You're gonna ruin the magic.
You got to be really lonely for about 10 years.
Oh, okay. All right. There you go.
There you go. That's fantastic. He is the mental health magician. His name is John Midgley. Oh! Sleight of hand, he uses that to break the ice, I guess, for lack of a better description.
Is that how you got your wife?
No, I got my wife through music, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
Now, if you want to follow John on Facebook, how do they find you?
Just search Mental Health Magician, or you can go to thementalhealthmagician.com.
All right. It's fantastic. I'm really happy with how this went.
Yeah.
We honestly
I was
had
gonna say.
no clue how this was going to go. It was a complete leap of faith. Thank you for being persistent, because I was like, how the hell are we going to have this guy on the air? But it ended up working out, and I'm extremely happy. So make sure that next time you're in town, you let us know, and we'll have you back. How does that sound?
Oh, then we'll do a huge prediction then. I'll mail you something, and then it'll be a prediction of a game.
Oh, wow.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, I'll mail you an envelope that's all filled out and everything months ahead of time on a game that happens the night before.
Wow.
And then we'll open it on air.
All right. I can't wait.
I want that to happen now.
That's a tease for the next time you're here, John.
All right, sounds good.
John Midgley.